Welcome to the SEO.co Search Engine Optimization Podcast. Digital marketing essentials and next-level tactics. From off-site and on-site optimization to persuasive selling and everything in between. You'll learn actionable tips on what it takes to outright and outrank your competition.
Welcome back to the SEO.co podcast. Today we're continuing the series, How to Tell if an SEO Campaign is Working. We talked about a few important SEO metrics before, but let's dive into some other ones now. There are some SEO-related metrics that warrant your attention, though they aren't as direct an indicator of your progress as the aforementioned KPIs in the last episode. First, let's talk about referral traffic. Also discoverable in Google Analytics, if you're big into link building, you'll want to look at referral traffic. Referral traffic is a measure of how many people are visiting your pages from the links you've built. This metric doesn't affect your search engine rankings, nor is it a byproduct of them, but is a byproduct of one of the most important elements of your SEO strategy, your backlinks. Rising referral traffic is an indication that you're getting published in bigger and more important publishers, and that you're getting more authority for your work. Referral traffic is also a secondary way SEO provides value to your brand, since these visitors are as likely to convert as your organic traffic. Next up, click-through rates, or CTRs. What happens if you're ranking at number 1 for your most heavily favored keyword phrase, yet nobody's visiting your site? This scenario is unlikely, but you might be getting less traffic from your rankings than you expect if your click-through rates, or CTRs, are low. CTRs have a complex relationship with SEO, affecting it and being affected by it, but you can definitely improve your CTRs and therefore improve the value of each search ranking by tweaking your title tags and meta descriptions to better appeal to your target audience. Next up, on-site behavior and conversion rates. Even with tons of organic traffic, the value of your SEO strategy still depends on your ability to convert that traffic. Spend time studying how your incoming organic visitors behave on your site. Do they spend minutes on your best content pages, reading it and engaging with it? Or do they bounce almost immediately? Better on-site behavioral metrics like lower bounce rates may have a marginal effect on your search rankings, but more importantly, they impact the net value of each incoming visitor. If you neglect these factors, even thousands of organic visitors may not be enough to make your search optimization efforts worth it. And lastly, overall return on investment, or ROI. Adding to that, for most businesses, the true measure of an SEO campaign's success is your return on investment, or ROI. That's because all the nice-looking numbers in the world, like high rankings and organic traffic, won't mean much if you're spending more money than you're seeing from your core tactics. If you're earning more in new sales than you're spending on all your tactics, and that gap keeps positively widening, you'll be in a good place. Use your conversion rates in combination with your organic and referral traffic to estimate how much value you're getting, and compare that to your expenses. Expenses are easy to calculate if you're outsourcing your work to an agency, but you may have to get creative if you're working with an internal team. Now, let's answer the question, why does SEO take time, and why you shouldn't bail out too early? There's one important caveat to all these considerations. Up until now, we've been covering key metrics and indicators that your SEO campaign is working. If they're showing signs of growth, it means your efforts are worthwhile. However, SEO is a campaign that necessarily takes time, which means you may not see positive results in these areas in the first few months, even if you're doing all the right things. In fact, the majority of campaigns only start seeing the fruits of their labor after 3 to 6 months. Building authority and developing on-site content often takes months, and you'll have to wait for Google's index to fully catch up to you as well. More importantly, the rewards of an SEO strategy in its developed stages are much richer than the rewards in its developing stages. At a higher level of authority, all your links and pages will generate more traffic, and you'll get more value for even trivial efforts, like writing a new off-site post, assuming you're doing everything correctly. If you're not growing quickly, do analyze and critique your own efforts, but don't panic. If you bail out of your campaign too early, you'll miss out on the best benefits. Let's wrap up by talking about the ongoing process. Don't be discouraged if you find that your SEO campaign isn't working or isn't working the way you thought it would. In fact, it's to be expected. SEO is both an art and a science. The most successful practitioners aren't able to launch a perfect campaign from day one, but instead are the ones able to recognize flaws and make corrections where necessary. Diagnose your campaign early and consistently, at least once a month, and make adjustments so you're always moving in the right direction. Are you unsure how your SEO campaign is faring? Are your KPIs lower than you expect them to be? Well, we can help. Contact SEO.co today for a free consultation of your current campaign and a plan for how you can start seeing better results. And that's all we've got for this episode and series. Thanks again for listening to the SEO.co podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode.
Thank you for joining us on the SEO.co podcast. We appreciate your time. Be sure to rate, review, and subscribe to the show and visit SEO.co for more resources based on today's topic, as well as access to more podcast episodes to help you improve your site's long-term SEO success.